To, who, or is it whom? I never know. Hello, my friends. I'm sure we have all been there. Both native speakers and English learners have a hard time distinguishing these three relative pronouns and consequently wind up misusing them. And because most people get them wrong, knowing how to use them will certainly make you sound smarter. So hopefully after today's lesson, you will be able to do that. So I'm going to explain them individually now and summarize everything in the end. Who, subject pronoun. It is a pronoun used as the subject of the sentence, just like he, she, and we. That means that who, just like any other subject pronoun, conjugates a verb. In other words, who is the doer of the action. That is why you will usually see this word in questions such as, who made these cookies? Who is talking so loud? Notice that in these two examples, the subject pronoun who is conjugating the verbs to make and to be, respectively. But we also use who instead of that in a sentence when we are referring to a person. Like here, you're supposed to say, she is the one who feeds our dog, and not she's the one that feeds our dog. Whom, object pronoun. Just like him, her, and us, whom is an object pronoun. It works as the object of the sentence, and contrary from the subject pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, they, who, it cannot conjugate a verb because it is the receiver of the action and not the doer. Like here, whom are you going to take to prom? Whom is he firing at the office? To whom it may concern. I know they may seem incorrect. At first look, you may be confused and might think that whom is conjugating the verb to be or is, just because they are positioned right after it. But no, in the first example, you is the subject of the sentence and you is taking someone to prom. Similarly, in the second example, he is the subject who is firing someone. Both subject pronouns, you and he, are the ones conjugating the verb to be. Therefore, in the beginning of these two questions, you should not use who, which is another subject pronoun. You should utilize whom, an object pronoun. And in the third example, which is a sentence we usually use in formal letters and emails, the same can be noticed. The subject is it, that conjugates the modal verb may, and whom is the receiver of the action. Finally, whose is a possessive pronoun just like his, hers, and ours. It is the one that causes less confusion once it is the most distinctive out of the three. And like the name suggests, it's used to express a sense of possession and or belonging. Whose goals are we talking about? Mine or yours? She was talking to her husband whose attention was devoted to the football game on TV. Both the question and the statement here present a relation of belonging, possession. In the first, the author of the sentence wants to know if the goals belong to him or her or to the other person. In the second example, the attention of the husband or the husband's attention is fully dedicated to the game. As you can see, it's kind of simple to get the whose rules. To summarize, who is a subject pronoun just like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. They are all the doers of the actions. Whom is an object pronoun just like me, you, him, her, it, us, them. They are all the receivers of the actions. And whose is a possessive pronoun just like my, your, his, hers, its, ours, theirs. They're the ones belonging to something or someone. Now I'm going to ask you to pause the video and test your understanding before moving on. For the first sentence, you should have asked yourself, who was going to deliver the speech? Who is the doer of the action? You? That is correct. In this sentence, you is the subject, conjugating the verb to be in the past, was. So you should have answered who, which is a subject pronoun. We thought it was you who was going to deliver the speech today. For the second sentence, you should have thought, the restaurant is firing her or she? The answer is her, an object pronoun. Therefore, you should have chosen the object pronoun whom. The restaurant fired the waiter whom we complained about. And for the third sentence, you should think this. The fingerprint belongs to? Wait, Marina, did you say belongs to? Yes, then it must be a possessive pronoun, and you should have picked whose, a possessive pronoun. The police are still investigating to find out whose fingerprint was found at the crime scene. Technically speaking, they're much more complex than what I taught you. But if you understand and follow these simplified rules, you will improve your writing and speaking substantially and certainly sound smarter from now on. Well, that is all for today. Please give me a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next tea session.